Ever been out there cruising on the yacht, miles from anywhere, and you try to get a weather update or call home, and it just takes forever.
Oh, yeah, like watching paint dry but saltier.
Exactly. You get it. You want the real information. You want it fast. You want those moments where it just clicks, without wading through dense tech manuals. So today, let's unpack yacht internet upgrades. We're diving deep into this resource from Marine Data Solutions.
And it looks pretty comprehensive. They seem to cover the benefits, the actual gear, installation, even a bit on pricing context.
Right. So our mission really is to figure out if making the switch, specifically to something like the Starlink flat high-performance kit they talk about, is actually, worth it for staying connected offshore.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How quickly reliable internet went from a luxury to, well, basically essential, even out at sea.
Totally. A massive shift from like patchy sat phone calls being your only hope.
Right.
So let's kick things off there. Why is good internet on a yacht such a big deal these days?
Well, think about it. Just on shore, right? Your daily life. How much do you lean on having decent internet?
Constantly. For work, talking to people, just relaxing.
Exactly. And that need doesn't just evaporate when you step onto a boat. Sometimes it gets even more critical, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's way more than just, posting amazing sunset pics, although that's definitely nice.
Can't forget the sunsets.
No. But this source really hits on how vital it is for obviously basic communication, but also more and more for navigation, getting those live weather feeds, optimizing your route.
Real-time data.
And it just transforms the whole onboard experience, right? Whether you need to jump on a work call or just stream a movie without buffering endlessly. Imagine trying to fix an engine problem remotely with a dial-up speed connection. Nightmare.
Yeah, that's a headache nobody needs. And the benefits they list really back this up, like seamless global coverage. Think about pulling down detailed local weather charts when you're, halfway across the Atlantic. That's a massive safety and planning upgrade compared to older tech.
Definitely. And then there's the speed. They talk about high-speed performance, specifically calling out video calls and streaming, stuff that really needs bandwidth.
Yeah, things that were pretty much impossible before on most boats.
And here's something interesting. They mentioned low-latency internet. Maybe explain that a bit.
Sure. So low latency basically means less delay. Think of it like a video call where you're not talking over each other because of the lag.
Okay, more responsive.
Exactly. Really important for anything real-time like those online charting systems you mentioned, or just having a normal conversation. Less frustration.
Makes sense. And, okay, this seems obvious, but the kit being rugged enough for the marine environment, super important.
Non-negotiable. Salt, spray, vibration, temperature swings. It's a brutal environment for electronics. Durability is everything. And they also mention easy integration with existing systems. That's key too, right? Minimizing the hassle and maybe the cost of an upgrade.
Good point. So, okay, let's dig a bit deeper. Why specifically Starlink, according to the source? You mentioned the global coverage.
Yeah, that's a big one. It really opens up where you can go without being completely cut off. More adventurous trips.
Right, without losing that lifeline. And the high-speed aspect isn't just for fun either, is it?
No way. Imagine, like, a medical situation on board in a remote spot. A clear video call with a doctor. That needs speed and reliability. It could literally be a lifesaver.
Wow, yeah. Good point. And they really hammer home the reliability, even in rough seas. It's one thing to get a signal when it's flat calm.
But what about when things get choppy?
Yeah, the design of the Starlink dish itself seems built to handle that motion and maintain the connection.
And the fact that Marine Data Solutions offers professional installation, that's got to be a relief for a lot of owners. Oh, definitely. You want it done right. Proper mounting, wiring, sealed against the elements, making sure it actually performs like it's supposed to. That's crucial.
Takes the guesswork out of it.
And they talk about scalable data plans too, which is smart. You're not locked into one massive, expensive plan. If your needs are simpler, you can kind of match it to your usage.
Potentially saving some money compared to the old satellite contracts.
Potentially, yeah. They even link to their Airtime plans so you can see the options.
Good transparency. And security, they mentioned Starlink's encrypted network. That's got to be reassuring.
Absolutely. Cybersecurity is a concern everywhere, even on the water.
Now, this MDS Blender thing keeps popping up. It sounds interesting. What exactly does it do?
Okay, so think of it as a smart traffic cop for your internet. You might have Starlink, maybe a cellular connection like 5G or LTE, maybe dockside Wi-Fi when you're tied up.
Right, different options.
The Blender looks at what's available, how good the signal is, maybe even the cost of data on each network based on rules you set, and it automatically switches you to the best one.
Ah, so you don't have to manually juggle connections.
Exactly. It aims for the best performance, potentially the lowest cost, and crucially provides redundancy. If Starlink drops for a second, maybe due to an obstruction, it can instantly switch to cellular, for example.
Seamless fallback. That makes a lot of sense. Like a safety net for your connection.
Pretty much, it maximizes your uptime.
And they also mentioned Starlink being future-proof because of continuous upgrades.
Yeah, the satellite constellation is constantly being improved, software gets updated. So the idea is your investment doesn't become obsolete in just a couple of years. It should actually be better over time.
That's appealing.
And one more thing for the practical side, remote monitoring of onboard systems. Being able to check on things remotely could really help with maintenance, maybe catch problems early.
Okay, so let's pivot to the actual hardware. The focus really seems to be on this flat high-performance kit. What's special about it?
Well, the name itself, Flat High Performance, suggests it's designed for better signal reception and throughput, especially maybe when the vessel is moving or in slightly tougher conditions compared to, say, the standard residential dish.
Right. More robust for marine use.
Seems like it. And they're really highlighting a promotion here, $1,000 off this specific kit until June 30th, 2025.
That's a pretty significant discount.
It is. And they even give WhatsApp numbers right there, which is, very direct for getting questions answered.
And that extra bit for South Florida residents, 10% of the kit priced towards their installation.
Yeah, that's a nice local incentive if you're based there, getting work done there.
Okay, so what actually comes in the box?
According to the source, you get the Starlink antenna itself, the flat high performance one, the power supply unit, mounting brackets designed for boats, all the necessary cables, that rugged design is baked in, and importantly, access to the Maritime service plan network.
So pretty much everything you need for the course setup.
Seems like a complete package, yeah. Ready for install.
All right, speaking of installation, that can seem like a big hurdle. What does the source say about making that process smoother?
They really stress that it's straightforward with professional help. They outline what their installation service covers. Things like proper mounting, secure cable runs, which is critical on a boat.
To avoid damage or snags.
Exactly.
Right.
Then getting the account activated, setting up the right data plan for you, and integrating it with other systems you might have, like cellular or other satellite systems, using that MDS Blender we talked about.
Right, making everything play nicely together.
And then testing everything thoroughly, making sure you're getting the speeds you expect. Plus, they mentioned training for the crew.
Oh, that's smart. So everyone knows how it works.
Yeah, basic operation, maybe simple troubleshooting. And knowing you have ongoing support afterwards gives peace of mind, too.
Definitely.
They even give an example bundle, the Romeo Foxtrot bundle. Sounds cool.
Huh? Yeah. What's in that?
It includes 2 of the flat high performance kits, so built-in redundancy right there, plus a Peplink 5G cellular router and the MDS Blender to manage it all.
Wow. Okay, so that's like a really robust, multi-layered setup.
Exactly. They point you to their shop to see bundles like that. It shows the potential for a really serious connectivity solution.
It all ties back to making things run smoother, right?
Yeah.
Better operations, safer navigation with real-time weather, keeping the crew connected, reliable monitoring.
Yep. All benefits of a properly installed, well-integrated system. And again, the Blender is key for that seamless switching and redundancy, plus ongoing support and updates.
It really feels like they're thinking about the whole picture, not just selling a piece of hardware.
That's the impression, yeah. The whole ecosystem on the yacht.
Now, they do quickly mention other Starlink equipment. What else is available?
They list the standard Starlink Maritime antenna, maybe for different needs or budgets, and also various mounting kits and accessories.
So you're not just stuck with one mounting option.
Seems not. Suggests they can tailor the installation.
And what kind of accessories are we talking about? Why are they important at sea?
Well, specific mounting kits for different surfaces or locations on the yacht, extra cables if you need longer runs, and they mention custom marine enclosures.
Ah, like protective boxes.
Yeah, probably to give extra protection from salt water and the elements, especially for things like the power supply or connection points. It's all about boosting performance and making sure the gear lasts in that tough environment.
Right, durability again. Makes total sense. So boiling it down, Marine Data Solutions is clearly positioning Starlink as the go-to for yachts. What's their core argument?
It comes back to those main benefits. High speed, low latency internet, pretty much anywhere, for communication, for work, for entertainment, for running the boat more efficiently, whether you're way out in remote waters or just sitting in a marina. And they stress that their solutions, the kits and installation methods, are specifically designed for the maritime world. Built tough.
And if you work with them,
you're getting the Starlink maritime kits, yes, but also those custom mounting options, the cables and power bits, and importantly, their advice on choosing the right setup, the professional install, and the support afterwards.
A complete package deal, essentially.
That seems to be the pitch.
Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, all right, I'm interested, what's the next step? How do they actually, get started?
The clear message is contact Marine Data Solutions. Talk to them about what you need, about your boat, about buying the gear and getting it installed professionally.
Use their expertise to figure out the best fit.
Exactly. They emphasize that guidance, the professional installation, and the reliable support.
And they use phrases like exclusive pricing and comprehensive installation services.
Trying to make it
attractive.
Sure. And they nudge you towards their website. Check out the specific product pages for the Starlink kit, the Peplink bundles, that Romeo Foxtrot bundle, and just generally shop the equipment.
And for the researchers out there,
they point to related articles on their site. There's one about the $1,000 discount. Even if the date mentioned is past, it shows they run promotions, articles about Starlink on super yachts, finding a reliable installer, hinting that they are that reliable installer.
Gotcha.
And the final call to action is basically reach out and talk about your specific installation needs.
Okay, let's wrap this up then. To crystallize everything for you listening, what are the absolute key takeaways from this deep dive into Marine Data Solutions and Starlink for yachts?
I think the main thing is that Starlink really does look like a major step up for marine internet. It offers that promise of high-speed, low-latency, go-anywhere connectivity that people increasingly need at sea for all sorts of reasons.
Operational, safety, personal.
Right. And Marine Data Solutions presents itself as the partner to make that happen. They provide the gear, specifically that flat high-performance kit, but also the know-how for installation, integration, especially with things like their Blender and the ongoing support. It makes a strong case for considering them if you're looking to upgrade.
So here's a final thought for you to mull over after we're done. Think beyond just having Wi-Fi on board. How could truly seamless, fast, reliable connectivity, the kind that lets you communicate effortlessly across oceans, access critical data instantly, keep everyone on board connected and entertained, how could that actually change your experience at sea? Whether you're just out for the weekend or planning something bigger, what new possibilities could that level of connection open up? Maybe it's time to check out what Marine Data Solutions has to